Imagine this, everything you desire right now in your hands, wealth, love, health, success, already yours. What if I told you the secret to unlocking all of it is to stop chasing, stop hoping, and simply assume it's already here? No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more working toward an outcome. The key lies in shifting your mindset to one where you already possess what you desire. Sounds too good to be true? Stick with me, and I'll show you how this is the most powerful truth that governs all creation. Here's the catch. What you've been taught about manifestation is all backwards. It's not about waiting for a miracle to happen or wishing your dreams into existence. It's about living as though the miracle is already part of your reality. Your thoughts, your assumptions, your beliefs are what create your world, not your circumstances. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to make the life you've always dreamed of inevitable. What if I told you that everything you desire, right now in this moment, could be yours, not by waiting for the right circumstances or hoping for some future change, but by simply assuming that it's already yours? Imagine your life shifting, not because of external factors, but because you choose to live from a place of fulfillment, not lack. This is where everything changes. It's not about wishing for something to happen. It's about knowing that it already has. Most people wait for proof before they assume something is true. They want to see the signs, the evidence, the results, before they truly believe. But here's the truth. What you see is simply the result of your assumptions, and the assumptions you hold, whether consciously or unconsciously, are what shape your reality. Your world bends to the power of your assumptions. This is not just some theory. This is how reality is created. It's not about working toward your desires. It's about living as if they are already here. So, what does it mean to assume? It's not wishful thinking or daydreaming. It's a complete shift in how you approach life. When you truly assume something, you don't try to get it, you don't work for it, and you don't hope for it. You live from the feeling that it's already yours. You embody the reality you wish to see. It's about feeling the emotions of having what you desire right now, not in the future. And when you do that, the world must conform to that assumption. This isn't some mystical trick, it's a law. The law of assumption is the key to manifestation. You don't need to beg the universe for what you want. You don't need to wait for the stars to align or for the right opportunities to knock on your door. All you need is to assume that your desire is already a fact in your life. When you fully embrace this truth, you will begin to see your world shift. What you once thought was impossible will begin to show up with ease, because you stopped waiting for it. You assumed it into existence. You are not a passive participant in your reality. You are the creator. By mastering the law of assumption, you realize that everything you've ever wanted is already on its way to you, because in your consciousness it already exists. What if you could step into the version of yourself who already has everything you want? The wealth, the relationships, the success, all of it, fully yours right now. Most people spend their lives chasing their desires, believing they need to work for them, hope for them, or wait until the perfect moment arrives. But what if I told you that the secret to manifestation isn't about striving for something distant? It's about assuming that your desires are already in your reality. When you live as if your desire is already fulfilled, you stop living from a place of lack or need. You begin to live from the end where your desires have already manifested. This isn't just wishful thinking or fantasizing about what might happen in the future. It's about aligning your consciousness with the state of already having it. Imagine feeling the emotions of owning that dream home or the joy of your business succeeding. When you truly embody the feeling of already having your desire, your life begins to reflect it. You see, your outer world is just a mirror of your inner world. If you live from the assumption that your desires are already yours, the world must rearrange itself to match that belief. But here's the catch. You can't keep one foot in your old self, the one that waits, the one that wonders when it will happen. That version of you must die. The only way to bring your desires to life is to fully step into the identity of the person who already has them. You can't serve two states of consciousness at the same time. This shift is crucial. It requires you to change how you think, feel, and act. You don't just hope for your dream job. You live as though it's already yours. You don't wish for the perfect relationship. You assume you are already in it, living it, breathing it. By embodying that assumption fully, your reality must conform to it. It's not about waiting for the external to change. It's about changing yourself from the inside out. Living as if your desire is already fulfilled doesn't mean you stop working or stop taking action. It means your actions are no longer driven by fear or scarcity, but by the certainty of already having what you want. The more you assume, the more real it becomes. The moment you stop waiting for your desires to come to you and instead live as though they are already here, everything changes. Your world begins to bend to your will, and that dream life you've always wanted, it becomes inevitable. What if I told you that the world around you is nothing more than a reflection of your mind? That every person you meet, every event that unfolds, every circumstance you find yourself in, is all a mirror of what you believe to be true about yourself? It's easy to get lost in the idea that circumstances shape our reality, but here's the truth. Your consciousness, the way you perceive and interpret the world, is what shapes everything around you. You see, circumstances don't create consciousness. Consciousness creates circumstances. The world is not an objective reality that simply exists outside of us. It's deeply personal and subjective. What you believe to be true about your life will become your experience, whether you're aware of it or not. The moment you change your mindset, your entire world shifts with it. Take a moment to think about this. Two people can walk through the same world and have completely different experiences, based solely on how they view themselves and their reality. One person might see nothing but lack, feeling stuck, and disempowered by their circumstances. The other might see every challenge as an opportunity and live in a state of gratitude and abundance, regardless of their external situation. It's not about what you have, it's about how you perceive what you have and what you believe you deserve. Your consciousness is the key that unlocks or locks the door to your desires. If you walk through life with the belief that you are destined for greatness, that abundance is your birthright, and that success is inevitable, then you will begin to see evidence of that truth. The world will conspire to support that belief, aligning with your assumptions and manifesting in ways you might not even expect. But here's the catch. If your consciousness is focused on lack, fear, or doubt, that will also become your reality. Your thoughts shape your circumstances, and when you consistently dwell in a state of lack, that's exactly what you will experience. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. What you believe to be true will continuously reaffirm itself in your life. The key, then, is to shift your consciousness. Move from a state of I am lacking to I am already fulfilled. When you do this, your world must rearrange itself to match your new assumptions. You can't live in the assumption of lack while expecting abundance. The two cannot coexist. One must fall away, and the new assumption must take root in your consciousness. Your world, as it is right now, is simply a reflection of your previous beliefs. Change those beliefs, and everything changes with them. Your imagination is not just some passive daydreaming tool. It's the very engine that drives your reality. What you imagine today is shaping the life you'll experience tomorrow. You might think imagination is reserved for fleeting fantasies, but here's the truth. Imagination is creation in its purest form. Every single thing you see around you was once imagined. That chair you're sitting in, the home you live in, every relationship you have, they all started as ideas in someone's mind. So why not start using your own imagination to create the life you truly desire? The key, then, is to shift your consciousness. Move from a state of I am lacking to I am already fulfilled. When you do this, your world must rearrange itself to match your new assumptions. You can't live in the assumption of lack while expecting abundance. The two cannot coexist. One must fall away, and the new assumption must take root in your consciousness. Your world, as it is right now, is simply a reflection of your previous beliefs. Change those beliefs, and everything changes with them. Your imagination is not just some passive daydreaming tool. It's the very engine that drives your reality. What you imagine today is shaping the life you'll experience tomorrow. You might think imagination is reserved for fleeting fantasies, but here's the truth. Imagination is creation in its purest form. Every single thing you see around you was once imagined. That chair you're sitting in, the home you live in, every relationship you have, they all started as ideas in someone's mind. So why not start using your own imagination to create the life you truly desire? The key is to understand that imagination is not something to be hoped for in the future. It must be lived from the end. Imagine already possessing what you desire, not working toward it. When you do this, you shift your state of being. You don't try to get wealthy, you assume wealth. You don't try to find love, you assume love is already here. By imagining from the end, you allow your mind to accept your desire as already fulfilled. And when that happens, everything in your life begins to rearrange itself to reflect that assumption. But here's where most people go wrong. They treat imagination like a fantasy, a maybe someday kind of thing. They see themselves in the future, wishing, hoping, and waiting. That's not how it works. Imagination is a powerful force that works best when you live as though the thing you desire is already a reality. The mind doesn't judge between what is imagined and what is real. It simply accepts what you impress upon it, especially when you attach strong emotion to it. This is why you must feel the reality of your desire as if it is already here. Imagine what it would feel like to be the person who already has it. Not excited, not hopeful, but calm, certain, and content. The moment you start to live from this place, everything shifts. Opportunities start to show up. People begin to respond to you differently. And your circumstances will begin to change to align with the world you've created in your mind. What if I told you that your life right now is the product of your imagination? Every event, every person, every situation is a reflection of the assumptions and thoughts you've held in your mind. The more you assume from the end, the more that world becomes your new reality. Imagination isn't just a tool, it's the blueprint for everything you will ever experience. Start using it with intention, and watch as your world bends to your inner vision. The secret to transforming your life lies in how you start your day. Imagine waking up already in the state of fulfillment. You don't wait for your circumstances to change or for external events to fall into place. You assume, right from the moment you open your eyes, that everything you desire is already yours. This simple yet powerful shift sets the tone for your entire day. The first 10 minutes after waking up are critical. Don't let your mind wander to problems or past disappointments. Instead, choose to step into the feeling of having what you want. Whether it's financial freedom, love, or health, wake up as the person who already possesses these things. Feel the satisfaction of being abundantly provided for, the joy of being loved, or the vitality of perfect health. The key is to feel it now, not someday in the future, but it doesn't end there. Throughout the day, you will be tempted to slip back into old patterns, thoughts of lack, doubts, or worries. This is where your vigilance comes in. When you catch yourself drifting back to a state of want, immediately declare that this is not your reality. Refuse to observe lack, refuse to accept the story your senses are telling you. When you notice these thoughts creeping in, quickly replace them with your new assumption. Visualize and affirm that you are living from the end, not toward it. Even as the day closes, don't let your mind rest on what was or what could have been. This is the most powerful time of all, right before you fall asleep. Your subconscious is highly receptive in this state, so make it count. Review your day not as it was, but as it would have been if your assumption had already manifested. If anything didn't align with your desired outcome, revise it. Mentally replay the scene as if everything turned out perfectly, just as you assumed it would. This is not about deceiving yourself. It's about training your mind to stay rooted in your desired reality. These daily practices, starting your day in the assumed state, maintaining vigilance throughout, and revising the day at night, are not optional. They are the foundation of making assumption work for you. When you consistently live this way, your new reality will unfold before you. You don't need to force anything. Just stay rooted in your assumption, feel it deeply, and watch how the world conforms to your inner vision. It's all happening now. Imagine this. You wake up one day and realize that everything you've ever wanted is already within your reach, not because luck finally found you, but because you've been living as if it's yours all along. That's the power of discipline and consistency. But here's the truth. It's not about a one-time push or a sudden burst of motivation. It's about the small daily actions you take, without fail, that create massive change. The secret? Doing it every day, even when the world doesn't seem to agree with your vision. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do what you don't want to do. It's about being so connected to your end goal that every action you take is a step toward it. This means that your assumptions aren't just thoughts or fleeting desires, they become part of your daily reality. The more consistent you are in holding on to those assumptions, the more the universe rearranges itself to fit them. Every morning, you wake up knowing that your reality is shaping itself around your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. That's where discipline comes in. You have to commit to your new reality, no matter what. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. It's about returning to your assumed state time and time again, even when doubt creeps in. It's about choosing to believe in the unseen until the seen conforms to it. Every time you reaffirm your assumptions, you're solidifying your new reality. You're building a foundation where your desires no longer feel distant, but natural, inevitable. The key is in the repetition. Repetition solidifies belief, and belief shapes your reality. The more consistent you are, the more natural it becomes to assume your desires are already fulfilled. It's not about struggling to make things happen. It's about aligning with what you know is true for you. The external world must reflect what's happening inside. And just like any habit, the more you practice, the easier it becomes to see your world shift. So, ask yourself, are you ready to show up for your own transformation every single day? It's not the grand gestures that create change. It's the quiet commitment to your assumed reality, consistently practiced, that brings your desires into existence. Your discipline is your declaration that you are the creator of your world, and consistency is the force that makes it happen. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make every moment perfect with your unwavering commitment to the end result. Your reality is a reflection of your inner world. What you experience in the external world is nothing more than a projection of your inner assumptions and beliefs. But here's the game-changing truth. You have the power to transform it all, right now. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the story you've been telling yourself about what's possible. It's time to rewrite that story and take control of the reality you've been waiting for. Every day we are confronted with circumstances that seem outside our control, but in reality, they are simply reflecting what we've assumed about ourselves and our world. If you've been stuck in a cycle of lack, limitation, or frustration, it's not because life is unfair. It's because your consciousness has been locked into those patterns. But here's the breakthrough. Once you recognize that your assumptions shape your reality, everything changes. You don't need to wait for something to change outside of you. You need to change within. The most powerful tool you have is your imagination. Whatever you can imagine with feeling is what your subconscious mind will accept as your new reality. This isn't about wishful thinking or hopeful waiting. It's about feeling and living from the end result as if it's already here. You're not trying to get something. You're living as if you already have it. This shift in perception is everything. Imagine waking up tomorrow and living as the person who already has everything they desire. How would you walk, talk, or think differently? The external world has no choice but to conform to your inner assumptions, and that's where true transformation happens. You stop seeing yourself as the person who needs to struggle or fight for what they want. You become the person who already possesses it. The key is consistency. You cannot serve two states of consciousness. The old self, the one who waits, hopes, and tries, must die. You cannot keep going back to the old way of thinking and expect to see new results. Your assumptions must become your new identity. When you make this shift, you'll find that opportunities, people, and circumstances begin to align in ways you couldn't have imagined. Your reality will start to rearrange itself, and the life you once dreamed of will become inevitable. That it's time to stop waiting for the world to change for you. Start changing your assumptions today, and watch how everything around you transforms. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture or a simple acknowledgement of what we already have. It's the hidden force that propels you toward your deepest desires. Most people think gratitude is just about being thankful for what's present in their life right now. But what if I told you there's a much more powerful way to use it? A way to transform gratitude from a passive feeling into an active force of creation. Imagine this. You're not just grateful for what you have. Instead, you're grateful for what you know is already yours in the future, in the unseen, in your mind. When you can feel gratitude not for what you're hoping to have, but for what you've already assumed is yours, you've unlocked one of the most potent forces in the universe. This is where your reality begins to shift. Gratitude, when felt deeply and from the end, aligns your entire being with the very outcome you want to create. Too many people make the mistake of practicing gratitude for what they have, but the secret is to feel grateful for what you've already assumed. By doing this, you stop seeing gratitude as a reaction to life and start using it as a tool for creation. It's no longer a matter of being thankful for what's here. It's about expressing thanks for what's already manifesting in your world because of your assumptions. You begin to live in the state of fulfillment, not in the state of longing. When you practice gratitude from this perspective, you align your inner world with your external reality. The feeling of having already received. Your desire sends a signal to the universe, telling it to conform to that assumption. Gratitude, felt deeply in the present moment, bridges the gap between what is and what is meant to be. It pulls your desires into your life with ease. Now picture your life where everything you want is already in your possession. Feel that sense of gratitude for the wealth, the relationships, the opportunities that you know are yours, even before they appear in physical form. This gratitude doesn't just make you feel good. It creates the magnetic energy that draws your desires toward you. When you make this shift, You are no longer a passive observer in your life, waiting for things to happen. You're the one creating, shaping, and molding your reality with every thankful thought you have that it's time to move beyond ordinary gratitude. Use it as the creative force it was meant to be, and watch as your world begins to conform to the state of fulfillment you've been imagining, that you've now been given the key to unlock a reality that most only dream of. The power you've been searching for is already inside you, waiting to be activated. Every thought, every assumption, every feeling you carry shapes your world. And gratitude is the tool that connects your inner world to the outer one. When you stop waiting for life to hand you what you want, and instead begin to live as if it's already yours, everything starts to shift. It's not magic, it's law. Your assumptions create your reality, and when you align your gratitude with those assumptions, you begin to experience the world as you've imagined it. Gratitude isn't about being thankful for what you have. It's about being thankful for what you know is already yours, what you've already claimed in your mind and heart. This subtle shift makes all the difference. By living from a place of fulfillment, you stop seeing yourself as someone striving for something. Instead, you embody the person who already possesses everything they desire. The world doesn't need to catch up to your desires. Your desires need to catch up to your reality. And with gratitude as your creative force, they will. This isn't about wishful thinking or hoping things will fall into place. It's about assuming the reality you want with such certainty and feeling such deep gratitude for it that it becomes an undeniable truth in your experience. Your inner state is the most powerful tool you possess. The moment you truly grasp this, there's no going back. You will live from the end, not towards it.so. Ask yourself, what do you truly desire? Assume it's already yours. Feel it, live it, and as you do, the world will shift to meet you there. The key to your transformation is in your hands. Take it, use it, and watch as everything you've ever wanted becomes